If I lived in regret, that would just slow me down. I won't let my heart be silent. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart's gonna open and sing. My heart's gonna open and sing. This is my vision and this is my dream. I'm gonna make it happen for me. I won't let my heart be silent. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart's gonna open and sing. My heart's gonna open and sing. It's the perfect thing, I must confess. I don't care about the rest. I'm gonna just say yes. I'm gonna open and sing. No one could tell me how or where to go. I looked inside and now I know. My heart's gonna open and sing. 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 This is my best, I don't care about the rest. I'm gonna just say yes. I'm gonna open and sing. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart opens up and sings. Things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. Try to live in the moment. Know this is where we belong. Try to clear our busy head. Try to stay strong. Things happen for a reason. Every time or place, things happen for a reason. Inside there is a space. This time has a purpose. There's nothing that love can't face. Just know that we are one, and know that we are love. Love swirls around on the inside, overflows out of our hands. When we're not sure what we become, love's the connection that makes us one. There can always be tough times in our own world or place, but take time to realize we are the ones ones who are blessed. Things happen for a reason. Be grateful for who you are. Things happen for a reason. Don't ever stray too far. This time has a purpose. There's nothing that love can't face. Just know that we are one, and know that we are love. Love swirls around on the inside, overflows out of our hands. When we're not sure what we become, love's the connection that makes us one. When we're lost and scared, feel like no one is there. When we need someone to show us there's love. When we're lost and scared, feel like no one is there. When we need someone to show us there's love. Things happen for a reason. Love swirls around, overflows out. When we're not sure what we've become, love's the connection. Love swirls around on the inside, overflows out of our hands. When we're not sure what we become, love's the connection that makes us one. Love's the connection that makes us one. Shifting sands, shifting plans. This world's so uncertain, try to understand. Changing ways every day. Who's there to guide me when I make this change? I stop and look back, 'cause I learned from my past. I've always been right on track. I am right where I belong. I am right where I belong. It may seem like it's all arranged. There is a plan that's turning page by page. I am safe, 'cause it's only change. Time sure moves quickly, but I stay the same. I stop and look back, 'cause I learned from my past. I've always been right on track. I am right
Good morning. I'm Dr. Maxine Kaye and bringing you greetings this morning from Paoli, Pennsylvania, the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. We are here live streaming to you, and I'm just delighted to be able to connect with you in this way while we are socially distancing. We're opening our hearts to stay connected spiritually. We're a loving, dynamic, inclusive spiritual community, teaching and living the science of mind. Our vision is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our mission is co-creating a world that works for all. Some of you out there, many of you out there, know our powerful statement. Say it with me if you do, because what we are about here is living, loving, learning spirituality that works. Oh, that was a good job. And so now I'm going to introduce somebody who's not even here in the premises, but she's bringing her love and her voice to you. It is Elise Riggs, who will be leading the opening song today, and the words will be on the screen, so be sure and sing along with her, and we'll hear you wherever you are. This is I Start My Day.
Now please stand and we're going to sing I Start My Day. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Peace, I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Now joy, I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is filled with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is filled with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Now back to love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
Thank you, Elise, and thank you all for singing. We heard you all the way from wherever you are. Now I would like to invite to come up to give us an opening treatment, spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer, Reverend Mike Gertis.
Thank you, Dr. Maxine. Join me in consciousness. I know there's one life. That life is God's life. And that life is awakening me, awakening all of us to a greater realization of peace, power, love, and all things good. I know that divine mind shares with me, teaches me the realization of God is good all the time and God is right where I am. I embrace the idea that I am here to share the great news, that God is everywhere present. And I do this by allowing myself to be present in the moment, by allowing myself to be an open channel of spirit, by being good and bringing good wherever I am, and allow myself to always be in the here and now, heaven on earth, and share that with everyone. It's not what I say, it's not what I do, it's what I am. And from that I amness comes greater expression of love. Knowing this, the Spirit shares with me and I share with all. I give thanks for this. We give thanks for this, releasing this to the law of mind. We know it is so. And together we declare,
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Mike. Hi, all the kids out there. Just because you're not sitting on the front row doesn't mean that I'm not connecting with you heart to heart and remembering how special and important you are. I miss you. So I'd like to speak to you for just a couple of moments. Well, we have a lot of serious things going on out there in the world, and we're doing what is appropriate and right to make sure that we are doing our part to stay safe and helping other people stay safe until this is all over. What we know is that in every challenge, in every problem, there are gifts for us to receive. I heard that even the waters in different parts of the world are beginning to get cleaner. We already can see, looking around, that the air seems to be purer, that we can see farther. Something is getting cleaned up around the earth since we have slowed down and begun to live a little more simply. So I think the earth is happy about this, and that's a great gift. Here's the earth. Well, it's kind of a small, soft version of it. But this world where we live, our home, planet Earth, I think is getting a little bit refreshed since we've slowed down and we don't have all of the emissions out there in the air. And don't you think that all the creatures in the world are beginning to get a gift because of that? So here's the world, and here's one of the gifts that we can imagine some of our little creatures in the world are receiving. Because here, oh my goodness, what's in the middle of the world? It looks like a dolphin to me that's happily swimming along in very clean waters for a change. It says, "Thank you," in whatever kind of dolphin talk. I know they really do talk to us, don't they? And we've been interpreting what they're saying. I'm not sure I know how to do that. I don't speak dolphin, but maybe you do. But just think about the gifts. Think about the gifts you're receiving already. You get to spend more time with your folks. You get to be at home doing all kinds of creative projects, some by yourself, maybe doing artwork and having meals with your whole family. It's a sweet time. And you can still play in your yard. And it's an opportunity for us to find out what kind of gifts God is giving us. And there are lots of them. I wish that you were here so you could tell me what the gifts are that you've been receiving. When you come back, when we're all together again, oh, we'll have so much to talk about. We'll learn a lot. So now going to say goodbye to the dolphin for now. And please know that you are so loved, not only by your families, but by all of us here in our own beloved center. We care about you. This is a wonderful time in many ways. Let's get the lessons and the gifts. Love you. And now we'll begin to go into our meditation time. And so as we connect more deeply in the very center of our hearts, with the loving presence, which is the love of God, let's just go deeper. Come down into the center of the center of the center, where God abides in fullness. And here we are refreshed by the living waters of Spirit. We dive more deeply and feel the divine embrace. Here we are, living and moving and having our very being in the very heart of the One. There is no doubt, there is no concern. There is only love, acceptance, and belonging. And we do belong in this presence, in this precious life. We remember in this place that we are so loved and so supported, moving through the external challenge by coming even more deeply and more sweetly into the center of all good, where there is love and there is wisdom, there is nurture, and there is guidance. Let's just let ourselves be so loved in this sacred space that we come into a sweet silent time and listen with the ear of our heart. Listen to what the divine love is expressing to us now. Just come and sit in the peace. Swim in the sea of tranquility and let the love move through us gently and powerfully right now. And just as we have been welcomed in the divine embrace and have come deeply into the center where all is good and all is peaceful and God abides in fullness, so we choose to take this sense of the unimpeachable wholeness of the universe into each moment of our day. From the inner, where the truth abides in fullness, we move into the divine expression of aliveness. Resting, breathing deeply, releasing any concern, and remembering that all is well. All is well. Truly, truly, all is well. Now that we are so clearly established in the center of the heart of God, let's know this, that we've been told to shelter in place, and we've been doing so. One of our dear ministers in Sacramento area, Sharon Dunn, put something out on the field list, the minister's field list recently, which I really love. It's so true. She said, we shelter in place. The shelter is God, and God's heart is the place. This is the great news we want to share today and every day, that we are sheltering in the divine love, which is greater than any experience out there, no matter how serious it is. And on the relative scale, it is extremely serious. But still, God is bigger than that. And love dissolves fear. And this is our work right now, is to move away from fear, to do the right thing, but to move into love, because love dissolves it all. In Romans, we read, How beautiful are the feet of those who preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. We're here to share the glad tidings. We're here to begin to make a great difference in each other's lives. I think what we are to do right now is to calm each other down and to fluff each other up. Like that? I love that. Let's calm each other down and fluff each other up by sharing the good news. And there's lots of it out there. I was reading just yesterday about restaurant owners who aren't able to serve meals anymore, but they are still cooking and freely giving their meals away, having them delivered to people who need them at no charge. That's good news. There are hotels giving free rooms to healthcare workers. There are healthcare workers who are exhausted and concerned about what is coming next. The hotels are giving them free rooms, giving them some rest, some much needed and deserved rest. I read about families creating art for public display. They're creating art and putting it out in the world, keeping a safe distance where people can see it when they happen to be in the areas. The skies are clearer. The waters are even cleaning up a bit. I read where the canals in Venice, place where you would never want to fall out of the gondola here, not in those waters, but I heard that they become so clear you can actually see fish at the bottom of the canals. That's good news. We're doing something good for the earth by pulling back for a little while. Families are spending sweet time together, becoming creative about how to connect, how to be in touch with their family and their friends without seeing them. We have Zoom, we have FaceTime, we have ways to be allowing that love that is the precious love of God that dwells within us to move out and to touch and to bless and to lift the people who are important to us. I recently read some really good news about love in the time of coronavirus. Did you read that too? Where there was a couple who lived across the way from each other in apartments where they could see one another when they were on their balconies. And of course, everyone is finding ways to feel joy in their lives while they're sequestered. And the woman was doing a dance on the roof. And the man across the way saw her and thought, really enjoyed the dance. And he got clever enough to hold up a sign with his phone number on it. And she called him, and they are now courting. Love in the time of coronavirus. They are courting, they're having a beautiful relationship without being next to each other. This is good news. Aren't we creative? Don't you think that love must always prevail? Oh, that is a beautiful heart. Thank you, Edie, who creates all these beautiful, beautiful slides for us. It's the heart of God that we dwell in, live and move and have our being in. And that has not ceased. That is still the truth. That is still exactly what we are doing, living and moving and having our being. And you know, the most effective preachers are simply those who live and prove and model the teaching. That's what we get to do now. We all get to minister to one another. We're all in this together, and we must be walking our talk. While we're acknowledging the extreme situation out there, we keep our vision high, remembering that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Yes, it's probably the greatest challenge that we as a global community have ever faced. But we are so creative. Why are we creative? Because we're individualizations of the creative intelligence of this universe. We're the microcosm. The macrocosm is the infinite mind of God creating and saying, let there be, and there is. And we're co-creators. We're working in our smaller worlds. But it's very important that we do this job. We are the essence of love because we are individualized expressions of the one mind, the one heart, which is God, which is love. And so we're the essence of love. And we are also the action of love. And every creative idea we have, whether it's dancing on the roof or playing special games with our family, creating new ones, in fact, this is the time of creativity. It's a time when we're being called upon to deepen our connection with the living, precious presence of love, God's love, and then to find beautiful ways to share that with everybody, the people we know, the people we don't know, the people we love, the people we would love to love. It's only natural that we desire to share the peace. It's only natural we desire to share the love and the wisdom of living fully in the divine. Nothing out there is going to stop us from living the truth of who we are. And we truly wish the best for everyone. We're instruments, beautiful, shining, radiant instruments through which Spirit connects with and raises up others. We are about the business of awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. I would love to hear some of the ways that you're doing this in your own families, in your own neighborhoods. How delightful it is. Reverend Mike and I go walking every day completely around the premises. We do a loop that includes uphills and downhills, and we wave to our neighbors and smile and say, how you doing? We connect with them in such beautiful, loving ways. And we need this connection, don't we? We are willing to be present with each other in such creative ways. I want to know how you're doing your own expression of love in your world and sending that out to the greater world. I want to know what's feeding you right now. I want to know how you are continuing to live your life on purpose to generate new ideas. People are becoming very creative. If they can't go to the regular jobs, many can work from home, many cannot. And if they can't go to their jobs, they're beginning to think of new ways that they can self-express this divine spirit of love and life and wisdom and joy, and bringing some new ideas into their lives about ways that they can contribute to the world. This is an opportunity for us to go more deeply, for us to discover what is a great creative idea that I hadn't thought of, or maybe a dream I had years ago that I'd put up on the shelf somewhere. You know, it's like the fine china. It's time to take those deferred dreams down from the shelf and see what we can do now. Maybe it needs to be reformed, recreated. Maybe we need to look at it in a little different way and ask deeply in our meditation and in our reflective time, how can I bring life to this? What is mine to do? How can I bring something beautiful into my world and into the greater world? What a great opportunity for us. Then we can share that good news, whether it's today or a week from now or a month from now or a year from now, while we're refining this whole idea about what is ours to do that can make a difference in our world. Think about the good news that you can share with the people in your life. Well, you can pick up a telephone or get onto a Zoom call and say, "This is a beautiful day today. It rained a little and the air is fresh. Did I hear the birds singing a new song today? They sounded sweeter, they sounded happier." Share these little sweet dynamic moments with the people in your world. Share the good news. And that way we can keep each other calmed down and fluffed up. It's an opportunity for us to be so lovingly creative and so creatively loving that we're bringing our world together. I mean, this world is right here. It is instant. We know exactly what's happening everywhere in the world all the time. not only is the information coming into us, but we have the opportunity, the responsibility, and I feel the obligation to bring the good news out into the world. You know, we are all part of what we call the race conscious mind, which is the subjective level of infinite mind that is at work within our mentalities. We have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and our conscious mind, where we think of new ideas and create beautiful things in our lives, is some part of the conscious mind of God. The one that says, let there be and there is, let there be and there is, and it's good. And we get to do that, creating and choosing and selecting and focusing upon a new idea, a new mental equivalent, a new spiritual prototype. And we bring that into our world by allowing that creative idea to be a part of our subconscious mind, which then is received by the law of mind and reproduces it for us in the world. And yet, this subconscious mind that we share with all of humanity, sometimes from it, much of the time from it, we pick up negative ideas and scary feelings. And the best news is that we can make a difference. We can send out, in a sense, our own creative ideas. We can be the love that we were designed to be. And we can speak words of greater truth than what we're seeing in the world or feeling from the race conscious thinking or hearing on the news. We are powerful beings, empowered by the life and the love and the wisdom and the presence of the divine, to speak truth into the world, to speak love into the world. This is something we can do in the privacy of our own homes. I know sometimes the kids need to be in the other room so that we can have the quiet that we need to do the work that is important for us to do. I have noticed, though, that it's also important for me in my times of meditation to listen to whatever may be going on in the house, whether it's the dryer or whether it's a neighbor, whatever is happening, to see that, to feel that, to hold that as beautiful music, so that I'm not feeling annoyed by outside noises coming in, but I embody it, I embrace it, I receive the good that's there. I want us to be so deeply in our meditations every day that we are filled with love and filled with joy and beginning to envision what's next for us out there in the world when we can be out there in the world again. Oh, the unimpeachable wholeness of the universe. I must remember this, because there are people who are suffering. There are people who are afraid, and there are people who are actually ill. And so we have the good news to share, that underneath all of this activity that is nothing we ever dreamed of or wanted to happen in our world, that underneath it all, within it all, is the unimpeachable wholeness of the universe, expressing in, through, and as us as beautiful instruments of love and health. And in fact, those who are recovering more quickly are indeed those who are more dialed in to opening their hearts and minds to the wholeness that continues to be the truth. We're going to continue keeping the high watch to the best of our ability. We're going to continue to connect with each other. Let's be creative. Let's let the love flow more easily, more completely, more continuously. And while we're at it, let's let that love flow to ourselves as well, so that we're caring for that little child within us. Everyone has a little child within that needs to be supported and reaffirmed that everything is really going to be all right. Remember that wonderful line from the beautiful movie about the Indian retirement community, the exotic marigold hotel. And he would say, everything will be all right in the end. If it is not yet all right, it is not yet the end. We don't know. That's part of the concern and part of the anxiety that people have been experiencing. We don't know the duration. We don't know how long, and we can be impatient and we can be feeling concerned about when is this ever going to be over. It's like a very long labor. And it will be over, and it will be different because we're not going back to the way it was. Please let us learn these sweet lessons of simplicity. Let us learn how to care more for each other, to slow down, to stop, to be with each other, to let that love be sent out over the mountains, into the seashores. Let the love continue to be expressed. Let's do our creative, responsible part to bring love, to melt away all fears, to let that love be the good news that we're sharing with everyone. We're sheltering in place. The shelter is God. The place is the heart of God. Speaking of creative ways to connect each other, some wonderful students from the Berklee College of Music in Boston who are now sheltering in place like other schools, other colleges, universities. Their place of learning is closed. But the place of learning within each of them, that loving creativity, is very much at work. And what they have done from wherever they may be, all over the United States, perhaps other places in the world, they have created something so beautiful that connects us all. That before I complete this talk today, I would like us to share this with you. It is what the world needs now, a video that these beautiful, creative instrumentalists and vocalists from the Berklee College of Music have created for us. Let's open our hearts now and simply let it in.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is
Love, sweet love.
no, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another mountain.
There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb.
There are oceans and rivers
Enough to cross, enough to last.
till the end of time.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now
Is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine.
Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. The world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone.
Doesn't that fill your heart? It certainly fills mine. Yes, they are sharing the good news, and love is the good news, and the presence of God's love is the good news. So will you say with me, and I know I can hear you if I keep the ear of my heart open, and I try to do that all the time. Please say with me, I live deeply in the presence. I radiate love to all I encounter. I radiate love to all the world. And so, my beloveds, beginneth your lesson. And now it's the time of our offertory. And this is how we could be very supportive and creative in continuing to keep our center alive and growing. As you know, we've not been able to meet for 3 weeks here personally, and yet we're still paying rent. And everything continues to go on. We're continuing to find beautiful ways to connect with you. So we're inviting you to find beautiful ways to connect with us. And here, you can mail your checks to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living at this address. You can donate through our website using a credit card. And you can donate by texting the word GIVE to our new text to give. See how creative we are. Phone number is 484-494-2219. And so we continue to bless each other and continue to keep the flow of prosperity going. Thank you for your support. We're here to support you. We are all in this together. So now we're going to prepare for our offering, and in doing so, we will speak our prosperity affirmation together. Are you ready? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered.
Let's all sing together, I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Again, I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my faith. I send my faith over the mountains. I send my faith over the sea. I send my faith into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send my kindness. I send my kindness over the mountains. I send my kindness over the sea. I send my kindness into the heavens, and it returns to me. Back to I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns. And it returns to me. One more time. And it returns to me.
Thank you, Elise and Emily. Isn't it wonderful to be able to see them even though they're not in this very room? Well, we have just a few announcements. First, I want to remind you that our practitioners are available to you, that they can still be in, you can be in touch with them. Their telephone numbers are listed on the website. If you ever took your Sunday morning insert from your program home, you still have that, and you can get in touch with them. At this time, in fact, they're offering like the 3-minute miracles that we do here in our center after our celebration, where the practitioners give of their time and pray with you for just a brief time. You tell them what it is that you would have concern about or you would like to enjoy more of in your life, and they will immediately go into prayer for you. And they're willing to do that, continuing to do that for this time. We have classes coming up, and oh my goodness, talk about creativity. We are getting very creative about how we're doing class. When Reverend Mike completed his Prosperity Plus class last Monday, he did it on Zoom, and the students were all there, and they had a wonderful time seeing each other's beautiful faces. That's exactly what we're going to be doing with the classes we begin not this week, but the following week. And I would like to call Reverend Mike to come up and tell you about new foundations of science of mind.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Maxine. Hello, everybody. For those of you who have taken the Foundations class before, you know it's absolutely fabulous. It's not on the bottom. Sorry about that, Kaye.
Okay.
I'm still learning the connection here. So, for those of you who have taken the Foundations class in the past, you'll know how important it is and how important.
It's not working. Hold on. Check it. Is the red light on?
No.
Is it on now?
No.
Both ways it's not turning?
I guess I get to talk into your ear.
Sorry. Yeah, just stand right there, Maxine.
Okay.
Or just right there. You can talk.
This is more fun. So, hello, everybody. For
This
those,
isn't working.
It's not, yeah, the microphone's not working, so I get to talk and, oh boy, this is good. The Foundations class is coming up. For those of you who've had it before, it's fabulous, and you probably want to take it again. Please do so. I've got some good news about the Foundations class. Not only does it teach you about our principles and what we really teach, and for those of you that are relatively new, you want to know what this is all about, come to the class and you'll find out what it's all about. And it allows you to be empowered and actually make a difference in your life. And you know what? With all this stuff going on, it teaches you how to respond rather than react. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
You can develop a healing consciousness that actually helps move the planet to a greater place and awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Yes, you can be a part of that by joining in the global consciousness to do so. I've got more good news.
Yeah.
You know how we were charging $250 for the class? No more. Now we've reduced the price down to $175, and you can pay that over a 10-week class. That works out to be $17.50 a class, or a little more than about $6 an hour. You can't beat that. Also, you don't have to buy materials because they're going to come to you in a PDF form. So all you need is a copy of the Science of Mind textbook, which you can get here by calling the office, or you can get online, and it's also available, by the way, in a download through Apple Books. And I've got more good news. You can sign up for the class by emailing admin@cslphilly.com, or by calling the office at 610-695 0375. Now, the class starts a week from Monday. A week from Monday. And the first class is absolutely free, so you can check it out. It's a great way to grow in consciousness, and also in these days where we seem to be disconnecting, connect with one another.
Yeah.
Because you may not think there's real connection through Zoom. There is real connection through Zoom. This gives you an opportunity to experience it. So come to class.
Yeah, that deserves applause. Thank you, Reverend Mike. As you can see, he's a powerful teacher. You don't want to miss that. That will be on Mondays, starting on April 6th. And then I'll be doing a short, non-accredited class that will be a love offering. And it's a 4-week class beginning on Tuesday, April 7th. It's the 4 agreements. What a perfect time for us all to be entering into being impeccable with our word. Not taking things personally, not making assumptions, and always doing our best. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And the book, of course, is Don Miguel Ruiz's 4 Agreements. This one is also going to be on Zoom. Oh, the things that we are learning. Oh, the places we can go. I feel very Dr. Seuss-like. And it takes clear intention and regular practice to embrace these principles so that we can live more naturally in alignment with them. So 4 Tuesdays, 6:30 to 8:30, starting April 7th. And this book is required. And it would be great if you choose to take the class, if you get the book ahead of time in the same way that Reverend Mike told you could get the Science of Mind textbook. Certainly we have them in the bookstore, and you can get them in the other ways as well. And it would be good to read that ahead of time so that you're already up with chapter 1 and the first agreement. We're going to have a wonderful time with this. And I did my first Zoom experience the other day and found out it's possible. We are learning to be more creative. So that is exciting. Those are exciting things that are going on here. We will never desert you. We will always be here with you, for you, supporting you, calming you down and fluffing you up. So at this time, I would just like to thank everyone who's made this possible. And that's Jeff Messino and Edie Janik, and Rich helps too. Reverend Mike and Linda O'Neill is there behind the scenes. She's the power behind the curtain. And Tina, who makes sure that she keeps everything going out there in the great world of the internet. God bless us all. Something wonderful is taking place for each of us and for all of us. And we're going to know that right now as we begin to sing the closing song together. And this is going to be introduced to us by Elise again.
We are now going to sing together, I Am So Blessed. So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Last time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And so we rejoice and give thanks that we are the bearers of the good news. And the good news is that God is love and God is good all the time. We give thanks as we go forward from this celebration that we are the instruments, the blessed, pure instruments through which Spirit is loving the world to wholeness. And so it is. Be sure and tune in to our love notes Monday through Saturday, short little expressions of love to keep us connected, and we love you. And so it is.